After seeing the images, the plane upside down, can we start calling it a miracle that no one was, they're saying no critical injuries, so the worst we're seeing is some minor injuries. Is it a miracle that this happened the way it did?
I think it speaks to how well the airplane was built and how the standards to which it was certified. The airplane stayed together. The doors opened. They were able to get people out quickly. The crew performed very well. So I think this is the culmination of a lot of many years of learning what it takes to make airplanes safe. And in this case, it worked out, and I'm very, very, very pleased about that.
What would it be like trying to get people out of a plane that's upside down? Smaller plane, would that make a difference compared to like a jumbo jet or something like that?
There are fewer people you have to get out. There are also fewer exits to get them out. But I've seen video from inside the airplane, and the flight attendants are quickly moving people, telling them to leave their stuff, get out. They're moving through the doors, and then they're helping other people get out. And that's exactly what we want. So this is a reminder to listen to the safety briefings, know where your exits are, just in the unlikely event you were to ever need them.
And of course, your seatbelt. Clearly, seatbelts played a huge factor in this, right?
Yes. Yeah, the fact that people were belted in made all the difference here.
Any indicators what might have caused it? I've heard various things. I mean, would ice be a factor on the runway? Would that be able to do this? The winds?
I don't think ice is going to be a factor. I think the fact that the airplane is missing its right wing is going to be something that the investigators look at very seriously and early. So how did that wing manage to leave the airplane? I think there may be some story there, but the good news is this airplane's intact. And so they're going to be able to get the voice recorder and the flight data recorder very quickly, if not tonight, certainly tomorrow. And then the Transportation Safety Board will have that. They'll download it, and they'll know very quickly what led to this.
And would that have, with the flight data recorder, would that show anything about the wing? Would it tell you why it might have broken off?
It will tell things like the bank angle of the airplane when it touched down. It will tell things like how gusty it was and how the pilots were responding to it. So there's going to be a lot of information there that the investigators will have to look at.
Okay, and this is the most recent crash. There have been a few in the last little while. Should we have any real concerns about flying?
I've looked pretty carefully at all of these accidents. The mid-air collision down in Washington, which is being intensely investigated, the medical flight out of Northeast Philly. We don't really yet know what happened there. That's a very odd one. The one in Nome, Alaska, the weather was really, really bad, and there's going to be questions about why the airplane dispatched and flew the leg. That was a very small single-engine airplane, and now this one. I don't see any connection between these four. It's certainly something to look at, but as it stands right now, I don't see any connection between the four.
Okay, John, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
John Cox is an aviation safety expert and retired airline pilot.